Dangerous escalation. Israel and Iran exchange strikes, breaking the ceasefire, defying President Trump. Oil prices spike. Now, what President Trump said early this morning. We're live in the Middle East and at the White House.
Stabbing attack. 5 people slashed at New York Penn Station, hours before tightened security right upstairs at the world's most famous arena. With President Trump expected to attend Game 3 of the NBA Finals, right now how the Secret Service is
urgent manhunt. Police searching for at least 2 gunmen who opened fire at an Ohio festival.
Breaking news. Russia fires 155 drones into Ukraine overnight. Ian Pannell is live on the scene in Moscow this morning as fears grow after a nuclear fuel storage facility near Chernobyl.
Security breach at one of the nation's busiest airports. How authorities say a suspected stowaway snuck onto a United.
AI take your order? Meet Archie. McDonald's testing out a Google-powered AI ordering system for drive-thrus. Will it leave fast food frustration in the rearview mirror?
We are family. Back in the game. Why Serena Williams is returning to the tennis court after 4 years away. And a family affair.
I've heard that before.
Our exclusive with Knicks star Jalen Brunson and his dad, Coach Rick Brunson. The father and son laser focused on getting the job done, as they say,
Good morning, America.
Defying repeated calls from President Trump to stop the fighting, even a direct phone call to Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu.
This morning, Israel and Iran trading attacks, the first since the ceasefire was announced in April, after President Trump reportedly said he was going to tell Israel not to fire back at Iran. This morning, Trump posting, Israel and Iran must immediately stop shooting. The situation spiralling out of control overnight. Iran firing multiple waves of ballistic missiles at northern Israel. Iran retaliating after Israel launched strikes Sunday against Iranian-backed Hezbollah in the Lebanese capital, Beirut. Israel saying it was responding after the militant group fired into Israel. After Iran's initial missile barrage late Sunday, President Trump getting on the phone with Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu. Over the weekend, the president warning Israel not to retaliate against Iran. The president reportedly telling Axios, quote, I'm calling Netanyahu right now and telling him not to attack Iran in response, adding, each of them had their fun. Israel had its strike and Iran had its strike. We don't need another one. But Israel did retaliate. This morning, the IDF saying it conducted a wave of strikes on western and central Iran, including a petrochemical plant. Iran responding with a fresh barrage. In Jerusalem, Israeli air defense intercepting missiles. Just over 100 days into the war, the president facing growing pushback about a conflict he initially said would be over in a matter of weeks. Over the weekend, Trump falsely claiming he never promised the American people no new wars.
First of all, I didn't guarantee no war. Why would I have built the strongest military in the world?
But on the campaign trail,
I'm not going to start a war. I'm going to stop wars.
No more wars, no more disruptions. We will have prosperity and we will have peace.
Trying to salvage what is left of his ceasefire, clearly worried not just about the Iranian actions, but that his ally, Benjamin Netanyahu, the Israeli prime minister, will blow up what is left of those peace talks. You saw Tom reference that interview with Axios. The words were quite stark. He said that he was calling Netanyahu right now and telling him not to attack Iran. Each of them had their fun, and Iran had its strike. We don't need another one. And, George, at about the same time, the president did an interview with the Financial Times, and he said that Benjamin Netanyahu would have to go along with whatever peace deal he gets with Iran. He won't have any choice. I call the shots. I call all the shots. He doesn't call the shots.
The suspect is in custody, and Chief Investigative Correspondent Aaron Katersky is on the scene with just hours before Game 3 of the NBA Finals at the world's most famous arena right there.
This morning, security is ramping up for Game 3 of the NBA Finals at Madison Square Garden, where hours earlier a suspect slashed 5 people at Penn Station beneath the arena. Bloodied gloves and gauze littered the floor where emergency crews treated the wounded.
When I got near track,
Norwood was on his way home when he says he saw one of the victims slashed near the tracks. Amtrak police quickly taking the suspect into custody. Police sources describing him as emotionally disturbed and experiencing homelessness. First responders rushed in to help the 5 people injured. All are expected to survive. The slashings came hours before tightened security at Penn Station, where thousands of Knicks fans will pass through on their way to Madison Square Garden for Game 3 of the NBA Finals. President Trump is expected to attend. The official watch party outside canceled. The NYPD saying this was done fully in coordination with the Secret Service because of the presidential visit. The Secret Service said outdoor watch parties could not be accommodated in the immediate vicinity of Madison Square Garden due to the security requirements.
A local Toledo festival turns into a nightmare with people literally running for their lives in a hail of gunfire.
It sounds as if there's going to be multiple people shot.
At least 2 gunmen firing away. When the shooting stops, 12 people caught in the crossfire, ranging in age from 14 to 61. 2 initially listed in critical condition.
Everybody trying to find their kids.
The shooters fleeing the scene. Police now in a desperate manhunt, asking for the public's help.
There were several hundred people there, and everybody has one of these. I know in my heart that footage is out there.
It was the city's annual Old West End Festival, where hundreds come out to celebrate the beginning of summer. Children playing, good food, dancing in the street before the chaos. Angry residents who had to cancel Sunday's planned festival events, saying this tragedy is not a reflection of who they are.
Bush International Airport and authorities arresting a 25-year-old man, accusing him of sneaking onto a United flight last month with a fake boarding pass. Now, while the plane was taxiing to the runway there bound for L.A., the stowaway was allegedly in the bathroom when a passenger alerted flight attendants. The plane returned to the gate where it was met by police, an explosive device unit, and the FBI. The TSA says that the man did present a valid boarding pass at security and did not have any prohibited items with him, but court documents allege that the boarding pass was for a ticket that was canceled, and it appeared to be altered. Now, investigators say the man then snuck past busy gate agents and onto that plane, and it turns out he was actually turned away an hour earlier for another United flight.
Ukraine's drone capability has massively increased, even the Pentagon acknowledging this. And over the weekend, Ukraine launching an unprecedented attack on Vladimir Putin's hometown, St. Petersburg. Ukraine again and again hitting military and energy infrastructure. And on the battlefield, Russia's invasion has stalled. In some cases, the Kremlin's men are now be too premature, of course, to write off Vladimir Putin. He's made it clear that he wants to see this war through. But he's now facing greater pressure than ever before. Remember, President Trump once told President Zelensky of Ukraine, "You don't have the cards." Well, now it seems he does. Rachel
now surged past him. She has a narrow lead, about 3,100 votes. That's less than 0.5%, but she's gained on him every day since election night. Now, we did know incumbent Mayor Karen Bass has already clinched her spot in the runoff. She's been steady at about 35% of the vote. Spencer Pratt is, of course, a reality TV star known for the MTV show The Hills. He had centered his campaign on critiquing the mayor for her response to the LA wildfires and the city's homeless problem. Those are things that have resonated with some people, but likely not enough to get Los Angeles voters to side with a registered Republican.
It's been nearly 4 years since Williams graced the court professionally, but her signature backhand was on full display during practice with her 19-year-old Canadian doubles partner, Victoria Mboko. Williams has won 23 Grand Slam single titles, the most by any woman in the Open era. She also won 14 doubles and 2 mixed doubles major titles, but the 44-year-old says this is not just about adding to her trophy case.
I don't need to win. I've won more than most people have in their whole lives. So for me, it's that is not important to me. And it's important that I keep reminding myself of that because I don't have anything to prove. I don't have anything to lose. And everything here is just to gain.
And 2-year-old Adira can see her play. Aww. She says she only plans on playing doubles,